Um, 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 um. Hello, everyone. Peace. Peace. Um. I really was going to be sitting on the floor doing this, and I decided I just couldn't sit on the floor. So why am I sitting here like this today? It's been a big week. I've been training all day, every day, and been involved in meetings, and I think actually being on Zoom all day, every day adds a little extra. It just adds a little bit of a different concentration. So people have been talking about self-care a lot. And so lots of people, are like putting on the internet, they meditate every day. And so I thought this was a beautiful way of meditating in my own way. This candle was given to me by a very special person, and I've held on to it, and I decided that I could share it with the world today. So the candle, not the person, but I wanted to talk about that self-care is a whole lot of things to a whole lot of people. It's not just the sitting in silence, it's not just the meditation or having our heads go quiet. It actually can be anything, and I just see a couple of people join, so thank you, Karen. Amy, oh my gosh, Amy, I was talking about you in a training today when we did that conversation about moving on from your ex. How ironic. This is the first time I've seen you on these calls. And actually, one of the persons who was in the training is on this call too. So now, they can tell it's real. I was telling them you just got married. Well, September now, but how exciting that was and how much that tool helped. But I guess when I think about this self-care piece, for some people it is sitting with a lovely candle. This one tells me to breathe. I think breathing's probably a good thing, whether I'm practicing self-care or not. I don't think breathing's optional. I think it's just something we want to be doing. But, in thinking about that, right, sitting in silence or some kind of meditation or whatever is great for some. And I do some of it now, and it's awesome and I love it. But self-care can also be my fit and funs where I'm being a complete goofball and bowling with my spices, or, in here playing petanque with hacky sacks, or running around in the hall trying out for the Bombers. That's self-care for me. And I talked the other day about stopping it, but maybe I won't, because it is my self-care. I thought about it. I don't know. I'm just going to be in a contemplative space. Self-care for some, Charlotte and I were talking before about, it may be cleaning out our closet. I have done that during COVID. I threw out a bunch of clothes and I put my shoes out and realised I have a shoe fetish. My shoes are covering the bottom of my walk-in robe. Yes, I'm privileged and I have a walk-in robe. Self-care may be blobbing and watching a series on Netflix. It might be cooking. All of those things I've done at different times over the past number of months. And so I think it's super important to find what's your self-care, and it might not look like anyone else's. I see Karen talking about empty water bottles. And I'm not sure what about the empty water bottles, my friend. I'd love you to share a bit more about that. But it is that place where it's find your mojo. Find your self-care. For some people, self-care might be like going to a party because they want to engage with other people, as long as there's social distancing. Oh, Karen's talking about using her empty water bottles for bowling. You know what? Great minds think alike, because I was thinking of activity using my empty sugar-free Gatorade bottles. So we'll see what's in the next coming days. But it really is doing what is your happy place, what gives you a break from everything else that you're doing, that allows you to refresh and reinvigorate, so that you get up and do the next thing that you've got to do. So don't judge yourself against others and what others do for self-care, or what anyone thinks you should do for self-care. We want to get rid of the shoulds in life and just be, and be comfortable with all of the things we do and all of the things we don't, and be comfortable with us the way we are and the way we're not. So that's my 5 minutes of wisdom. I adore this candle, and it's been sitting by my bed, and now I feel like it can come out to play. So I love you all. It will be a high energy one tomorrow, not a lower energy discussion, so you never know what's on. But thank you for joining me, and take care of yourself. My request is you do one thing today that is self-care for you, whatever that is. Bye, everybody. Oh, it's not hanging up. It did that before once, right? The world is telling me to stay talking to you, but I'm going to go. See ya.